I want to start a new series called Good Questions, which is questions that people ask me on a regular basis, whether one of my coaching sessions, somebody online, friend, family, somebody in business might ask me a question about business. And if I think it's a good question, I'll share it with you and tell you the answer, of course. So the other day, my daughter called and was wondering about cost of goods sold versus operating expenses. She has a food blog, and her accountant was wondering what category that she had been putting her food expenses in, because she prepares food recipes and things and then puts them out on the internet. And she had previously been putting them under operating expenses, but that's not where they go. A better category for that would be cost of goods sold. And the definition of cost of goods sold is the cost of the actual goods that you produce, what goes into those, including the labor and the materials. And so in her case, the thing that she is producing is content for the internet. And so what she uses to make that content is this food that she has to buy, the raw materials that she uses to make that. So operating expenses, as opposed to cost of goods sold, is some of the overhead kind of things. So for example, if you had a manufacturing plant, maybe you were making furniture. So cost of goods sold would be the raw material wood, the finish, the staples, the screws, the upholstery material, all of that stuff is cost of goods sold, as is the labor that goes into making that stuff. But then operating expenses is some of the things that you would use on a regular basis that cannot be regularly attributed to that particular product. So for example, having coffee in the break room and the utilities and things like that, that's all part of operating expenses. But cost of goods sold, you want to be able to attribute to a specific product or a specific category of products so that you can track the profitability of that individual product. So back to our furniture store example, or our furniture manufacturing facility example, a furniture manufacturer might want to know the profitability of their chairs versus tables, versus couches, versus lamps, different things, so that they can say, okay, we're only making a 25% margin on chairs, but we're making a 50% margin on tables. So maybe we need to have the sales force try to sell a few more tables, or we need to figure out how we can raise our profitability on the individual chairs. And you can only track that individual product profitability if you accurately keep track of cost of goods sold, and you can attribute those to those individual products. So that's the difference between operating expenses, which is general overhead kind of expenses, and cost of goods sold. So I'm a big advocate of clean accounting, and if you have a question on accounting and what you should call things, before you put it into QuickBooks and do it wrong, then maybe shoot me a question, ask somebody else a question so that you can get the clarification before making a mistake. Yeah, I hope that answered some questions for you about cost of goods sold versus operating expenses. Don't forget to give me a little thumbs up and click the subscribe button. I post new videos every week on Wednesday or Thursday. If you have a question that you'd like me to answer, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. I read all of the comments in the videos. Or you could visit smallishbusiness.com and click the contact me button over on the right side and send me an email. I'd be happy to hear from you. Thanks.